Hello, my loves. How are you doing today? I hope that you're good, that you, your family, and your loved ones are healthy, happy, and safe. So, I'm coming back to you today with another pick a card reading. And in this reading, we're going to look into what kind of relationship is going to be fulfilling you the most. And I wanted to do this reading because sometimes when we look for a partner or when we think about what are the qualities that we would want in our future partner, we have this battle of what we are supposed to have and what we are supposed to desire. And also, the other side of the coin, which is what we truly desire, what our heart actually wants. And sometimes we feel like there is some sort of a conflict, or we feel like maybe I should go for this even if it's not really fulfilling for me. So that's why I really wanted to do this pick a card reading, so that we can reveal maybe what are the true qualities or what are the characteristics of a fulfilling relationship for each and every one of us, even if it goes against maybe the norms, or if it goes against our logical mind. But we at least would want to know it, we would want to acknowledge it, and then afterwards we can do whatever we would want to do with it. So we have three options for us to choose from. So we have the first one, the second one, and then the third one. You can choose right now or choose at the beginning of the reading with the close-up of each of those runes. And you can of course pause the video and meditate on the options and see which ones are going to be calling your attention the most. As for me, I'm gonna start right away with the first option. Hello, my loves. If you have chosen this first rune, welcome guys to your reading. So this rune, it's called birth, and actually signifies the game. And first and foremost, it's all about festivities, it's all about invitations, having fun, celebrations. But it also has a flip coin. Just as a game, there is almost like two finalities to any kind of game. It's either you win or lose. And the flip coin of this particular rune is that of secrets, mysteries, some things that are not revealed. And what I felt most importantly when it comes to the relationship that is most fulfilling to you is that with a person that you feel that there is something very attractive, something that is very alluring about them, but this particular quality, it seems like it's not very well accepted in your community, or it's something that you feel like it needs to be kept hidden. As an example, if you're a person, they have tattoos, you feel like they should like, it's not something that you should like. Basically, it's not something that is well perceived in your community or in your society. And this is just an example. It could be anything really. It could be sexual orientation, it could be just a hobby that is not really something that people feel like it's something that is good, or something that is perceived positively. As an example, this is a silly example, but this is what I have in mind at this particular moment, which is if you are attracted to men, and in your community, maybe men are not supposed to like paint or like cook, something that maybe it's not well perceived in your community, but it's something that is very, very attractive to you. And with this particular rune, because it came out like this is one of the first messages that we're gonna hear in your reading, it's all about following your own desires and intuition. And if there is something that you like, if there is something that you enjoy, it goes beyond really this particular quality, because this person that has this quality is going to be almost offering you a very, very fulfilling relationship. And also what I feel like that maybe in the way that you grew, or maybe in your family, there are certain qualities that you have that people are telling you that are negative, or that you need to change them. As an example, if you are a little bit introverted and you feel like you need a little bit of time so that you can open up to people, I don't feel like you are shy at all. I don't feel like you're shy, or you're someone that is uncomfortable around people, but mostly you feel like you need a little bit of time so that you can open up. And other people maybe criticize this particular quality that you have, but in our societies, we feel like there are certain sets of personality traits that are good and others that are bad, but there is no such a thing. We are all different, and we are all the way that we are in our society, in our community, and this diversity and this variety in our personalities makes it even more exciting and entertaining and also amusing to be together and to be almost like socializing. There is someone that is this way, there is another person that is different, and this diversity really keeps things almost, it almost brings color into us as human beings. And it's not like we are supposed to be painted all like in pink or in green. Like this variety really is what humanity is all about. So yeah, even if some people tell you that, oh, you are too introverted, or why do you take so much so that you can open up to people, or whatever the case might be, it is who you are, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. And even if people push you towards a certain direction, please keep in your mind that those quality traits, they are yours, to enjoy, and also to allow you to meet the right people that are going to be like with whom you're going to be in a complementary relationship. All right, so Strength in reverse. So Strength, it could have like this information, or maybe this significance of restraint. So this card is telling you to not restrain yourself from being who you are, because being authentic and being the person that you are in front of people is the exact like, it's what is going to be permitting you to meet the people that are gonna know you, not just your representative. And sometimes you feel like we need to put on a facade, or you feel like we need to almost take a step back when we are interacting, especially in our first interactions with people. But the more that you're going to be allowing yourself to open up in a more authentic way, the better you're going to meet people that are going to be connecting with you and also resonating with you deeper than the surface. So let's go back to the main question right now. What is the fulfilling relationship? The one that is going to be fulfilling you the most? How is it going to be looking like? How is it going to look like? Clarity, Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords is all about truth, authenticity, and also being very transparent. So this relationship, you're gonna actually not almost think too much before actually saying whatever the thing that you would want to say. I'm hearing that there is going to be almost like a very open conduit between the both of you. Communication is going to be very clear, and it's all about saying your truth, speaking your truth. So this is what this relationship is all about. If you feel like maybe there's certain information about you, or certain like ideas that you have, and you feel like you need to keep them for yourself, you feel like you don't feel comfortable revealing everything that you are thinking about, when you feel comfortable with a certain person, especially the one that we are reading for at this particular moment, allow yourself also to reveal other aspects maybe that were criticized before, or that are not very well accepted in the place that you are in. So I'm hearing that this person, they are not judgmental at all. They're someone that is very accepting, and someone also that is going to be revealing to you certain secrets or certain things that it's almost you're going to be the only ones that are gonna know about each other's deepest secrets and dreams as well. So you're two people really that are very open in terms of your desires. It could be also sexually with this Strength card in reverse, but also with this Princess of Cups, I'm hearing that this expression of love is going to be almost jovial, and this rune is all about celebration, having fun, and this joie de vivre that you're going to be experiencing with each other. So as an example, if you or your person, you would want actually to experience a certain maybe activity, or to enroll in a certain program, or to start practicing a certain hobby, I'm hearing that you're just going to be actually revealing it to your person, and there is some kind of immediate support, immediate immediate encouragement that you're gonna get from them. So if you are connecting, or if you are interacting in general with people that are pushing you towards a certain direction that is, you feel like it's not yours, you can hear what they would want to say. Of course, if they are your parents, or if there are certain people that are having a certain authority over you. But at the same time, like deep down, you feel like, oh, I know what my heart desires, and I'm just waiting for the opportunity for me to actually really reveal who I am to the person that is the right one for me. So perseverance, 7 of Pentacles. One more card. And the Emperor. Yeah, I'm hearing, wow, curiosity. Yeah, I'm hearing challenging the norms. There is something very challenging, not really in terms of difficulty, this is not what I see, but challenging the norms, challenging traditions, challenging something that is very deeply rooted in whatever the place or community that you are in at this particular moment. And even if you feel like, oh, I'm the most open person in the world, and also people around me are very open, there is something that when you're gonna meet this person, you're gonna feel like, oh, I haven't considered that. Or like this person looks very, very different from people that everyone around me are thinking that this is the person that I'm going to be ending up with. So there is something very different, something that is going to be pulling you towards this person, like out of curiosity. You would want to know about their culture, about their background, about many things really that they have experienced as children. And even right now, like what are the challenges as a man or a woman that they are dealing with in their society or community. And with this perseverance in the Emperor, I'm hearing that there is something almost polar opposite that are pulled towards each other, but deep down you are really two people that are very accepting, two people that are willing to actually have a very curious mind towards the other person and wanting to know more, wanting to experience, and almost with a very young, curious mind. So let's get some more cards. The Magician. Wow, so this is exactly what I've been talking about since the beginning. So you can see like this magician, he's putting almost like a show for people, and like under the spotlight. So for people that are you connect with in a very superficial level, they know some certain things about you that do not go beyond or maybe deeper than the surface. And you can see like with just a move of his wand, there is a sword that is coming out of it. So this kind of relationship might almost be very disruptive, or maybe very out of the norms, or there is something very peculiar or particular about this relationship that is really going to be deeply fulfilling for you. So a lot of people, they go for love, they go for money, but they don't go for authenticity. And this is exactly what you would want to go for. This is what you are holding, and this is what kind of relationship really you're going to be in the future with this particular person. And also I'm hearing that man or woman, it doesn't matter, like this is not about gender. I feel like in your this is this is why it's going to be that surprising. It's that you've always been the kind of person that is perceived as traditional, or someone that is very accepting of maybe other people's desires. It could be that your parents, they have some sort of a plan and you have been following it since you were children, and then right now you are going absolutely against it when it comes to your relationship. I'm hearing for this particular reading and this particular option, this one in particular, that there is a possibility for you to be in a long-term relationship with this person, or to get married to this person, if it is of course something that you would want. But there is a long commitment that you're going to be in with this partner. The King of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So I'm hearing that, like, for many of you, it's almost like all your life you have been, or you have chosen certain options just because they were like perceived as the right ones for you, or that your parents, they were telling you like, you need to be a doctor, you need to be an engineer, you need to be a lawyer, whatever the case might be. And you have been following with the Seven of Pentacles, and also with the Emperor, you have been following their advice or their direction all your life. But when it comes to your relationship, you are actually going to go with your own passion, the things really that is going to be fulfilling you the most, and not just what people perceive as the right thing for you. So with this King of Swords, as you can see in here, this sword is broken. So I'm hearing that there are certain truths that are going to be almost reversed in the future. Also with this shield, there are certain like almost facts when it comes to your parents, your cousins, especially people that you are very close to. They are going to be almost perceiving you in a way, and then this almost curtain is going to be lifted, and your true self is going to be revealed to them. So it could be that for a very long time you went out of your religion, or like certain very deeply rooted norms, and you know that you kept that for yourself, and then at a certain point in time things are going to be revealed to everyone around you. But I'm hearing that you're gonna know that this is exactly what you would want and what you need to know. And also those, because this rune also is all about secrets. Secrets are going to be revealed, and afterwards I'm hearing soon enough, with this curiosity, people are going to be very curious why you have chosen certain options, why you have actually picked this particular person or picked this particular path, because it wasn't really offered for people that are around you or even envisioned for them. Let's take more cards, 2 more cards. So what is, let me just focus the camera. Okay. What is the relationship that is going to be deeply fulfilling for you? Yeah. So with these possibilities, you can see here number 44. And just so you know, I forgot to tell you that like this rune is representing the number 14. Number 14 is all about taking an action to establish or maybe to rebuild a very firm foundation. So it could be that everyone around you, it's almost like a copycat of each other. Like they have the same history, they have the same kind of relationship, they are aspiring towards the same destination, and you feel like, oh, this is not fulfilling for me, I'm going to take another option, I'm going for something else, I'm going to be picking another way, another path. And this is what is going to be, like you can see with those birds, it's going to create a lot of talking, a lot of questions, and also re-establish that maybe this path that was already established, it's very blurred, it's not really something that is good for everybody. It could be for some, but for you it's really not your path to take. So let's get one more card. And I'm hearing there is a lot of passion that you're gonna experience with this partner. You can see in here with this Emperor that is representing Aries, and we have here the Ace of Wands, and also with the King of Swords. This person, they could be an air sign, but most importantly, there is something that is connected to your mental stimulation. So your talk, when you're gonna talk with each other, you feel like you almost reveal a certain side of humanity or of a community that is out there that your partner and yourself are completely oblivious to, like certain informations or certain ways of living or lifestyles that are completely unknown to you, and there is almost with this curiosity a new door that is going to be opening for you and your partner, so that you can discover another side maybe to how people actually are living on the other side of the world, or how are they living. Even if you are in the same country, I'm hearing that your communities are very distinct and very separate, and there is almost like this reunification of polar opposites. This is really what I felt also at the beginning. So number one could be significant. We have here the Ace of Wands, and also number one with the Magician, and with the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. I think that I have said Ace of Wands, but number one could be very significant, which is all about like a lead in action, or maybe an action that is unprecedented. So like stranger. So there is something very different from your partner. You could be at a distance at the beginning, or you could meet in a place and then there is going to be a distance between the both of you. But also I'm hearing that you are two people that you are coming from very, very different backgrounds. Even if you are again in the same space, geographical space, I'm hearing that there is, in terms of your culture, in terms of your beliefs, something that is very different from for the both of you. So one more card. I felt like adding another card. Boomerang. So with this boomerang, what I have heard, like as soon as I got this card, is that you're gonna remember with this particular relationship the true reason why two people might fall in love with each other. So it's not about what you have, it's not about what you have built, it's not about like how you have been raised. It's all about this deeper truth that is going to be connecting the both of you, and also those deep genuine feelings that are going to be pulling you towards each other. So as you can see in here, this picture is shredded, and picture is very material, it's very concrete, something that goes with your memory, with your ancestors, and also with things that you have been fed throughout your life. And like if you were to actually think about like the information that you have gotten, you and your partner, like from your throughout your life, you feel like those two people are not really supposed to be with each other. As you can see in here, this picture is shredded, but because it's almost reunited with this transparent tape, like there is still like a link, or maybe a connection that goes beyond what you have been fed throughout your life, that is going to be connecting you with your partner, and that is going to be uniting you with your truest love of all. Like this is a very deep connection that you're going to be experiencing. And also with this curiosity, this is just as an advice for you, because we are tapping into what kind of relationship is going to be fulfilling you the most, so that you can allow this relationship actually to manifest in your life with this Magician, is for you to just have a curious mind. Even if you feel like, oh, what if I'm going to be actually connecting with this person, and then people, or like they're going to be combative and telling me like I shouldn't be with this relationship. Like the cards in this spread is actually telling you just to make the first step, and you can even keep certain aspects of you, or maybe of this relationship, secret at the beginning, and then reveal them when the time is going to be appropriate, or when you feel like maybe you need to come together, or you need to actually reveal it to people that are around you. So have a curious mind, even if you feel like what are the chances that I'm going to be actually with this person, because we are so different. You're going to be pleasantly, really pleasantly surprised with this Ace of Wands by how much passion and how much love you're going to feel towards this person. So lastly, I wanted to give you one last card. Is there anything else that my dear option number one would want to know about their relationship? The relationship that is going to be deeply fulfilling for them. What do they need to know? One last card, please. Fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So it's almost like something that wasn't seen, wasn't perceived, and wasn't experienced around you, and then bam, you're gonna come out of it and say that yes, this is exactly what I would want. And it's something that really is going to be surprising to people that is around you. You can see in here with this butterfly on this card. like something very transformative also for what other people perceive as a good or a bad relationship, or maybe a bad connection, or what our people are supposed to go for. You are something that is different. Your heart wants something else. So follow your heart with a little bit of curiosity and see what is going to be unfolding in the future. So this is what I see for you, my dear option number one. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will connect with you next time. Bye. Hello, my love. So if you have chosen this particular rune, welcome, guys, to your reading. So this rune's name is 𝓓𝓸𝓷𝓪𝓽𝓮, and it's representative of the number 23, which is all about union with cooperation. So the relationship that is going to be deeply fulfilling for you is that of like two people coming together and collaborating in the best way that they can, so that they can maybe establish whatever they would want in their life. So it's also signifies the word ancestors. So it could be the case that you actually desire like a more traditional relationship where like your roles in the roles of your spouse are very well predefined. You have a clear idea of the things that you would want to collaborate in and cooperate in when it comes to your relationship, and also when it comes to your family. You have this desire, this deep desire of having a home, having kids, having a spouse. It really does not matter what kind of sexual orientation you are in, or what kind of gender you are desiring, but also like what I'm hearing is like definition or maybe a distribution of you and your partner's roles in the family in a more traditional way. It doesn't matter which kind of roles you would want to actually go for or desire into heaven, but this is really what I feel like when it comes to your desires. And also this is a very fulfilling relationship if you were to actually just acknowledge that this is what you would want, and go with the person that actually would want the same thing. They want maybe a traditional kind of connection, or having a family, having a home, having children. This is something that is going to be fulfilling for the both of you. So for some of you, I'm hearing that it's something that is already well accepted in your community or maybe in your society. For some others, maybe you have had certain troubles when you were kids, especially when it comes to your parents, and maybe if you have had a mother that suffered from very unbalanced dynamics in terms of power with your father, or vice versa. You feel like maybe you need to go for a relationship that is going to be giving you more independence, even if it's not something that you truly desire, but it's coming from a place of what if this person is going to be ending up being as this parent that I had, or maybe this friend that I know, maybe that they have had a bad experience when it comes to their married life. But this rune really is telling you to stick with what you would want. You want something that is long-term, committed, and also traditional. And this is truly something that is going to be fulfilling for you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I'm hearing that for if it is the case that maybe in your society, especially it doesn't matter if it is, again, men or women. I know that for societies, men are supposed to be the domineering one. For others, like it's actually the women that are called to be independent, to be more controlling. And it doesn't matter the case if it's something that you would want and desire. I'm hearing that maybe if other people are going to be telling you, oh, you are too traditional and this is like not something that you should go for, like it's their life to live and it's not yours. And if you desire something that is more aligning with the norms, it doesn't matter in which kind of society you are living in, and your friends or maybe people that you are connecting with, they are having maybe different ideas or different opinions, then it is what it is. So but again, having a home, a family, a loving spouse, and beautiful kids. I'm hearing 3 kids. It's really something that is going to be deeply fulfilling for you for sure. So let's get some cards. So what is the relationship that is going to be deeply fulfilling for you? What do you need to know about this relationship that is going to be deeply fulfilling for you? Planning, 2 of Wands. Four of Cups, meditation. One more. And Page of Swords, which is determination. So with these three cards, I'm hearing that, like from the outside look, your relationship in the future might be perceived as boring or not really exciting. Or with those two cards, I'm hearing that you actually like certain things that are more refined. You might be an art enthusiast, or someone that would want, like, the best kind of outing for you is actually to go out and to attend maybe an opera or to go to the theater. And other people might actually see or perceive enjoyment or maybe having fun, like doing certain other activities that are maybe going bungee jumping, or like going to the bar or going to the club. This is not something that is fulfilling for you. And even if it's very different from what having fun is actually looked upon from other people, this is something that is going to be like for the both of you, like planning certain trips, like cultural trips, or going to museums, or as you can see in here with this triangle, it's filled with flowers, almost like feeling and sensing the beauty in other things, beauty in art, beauty in nature. And with this determination, with the Page of Swords, I'm hearing that you're gonna revive also certain artistic traits in each other. So you are the artistic couple, like two people really that love indulging in certain things that are not perceived again as like the best way to have fun and to enjoy your life. But it's really something that is enjoyable for the both of you. It could be just maybe preparing, or I'm hearing with this Page of Swords, I don't know, like it's very, very particular, or maybe very specific, but learning how, as an example, how to make coffee, or how to make the best espresso, or how to actually maybe decorate your latte. So this is something that you, both of you, really are gonna love. And certain people might not understand it, but it is what it is. So let's see, let's get two more cards. You really are gonna bond over certain activities that are perceived maybe as almost chores for other people, but for the both of you, it is really what is going to be making you happy and what is going to be pulling you towards each other even more. So if you like, as an example, cooking, or if you like to learn about certain things very that are very specific, I'm hearing that your spouse also, they are very open into learning new things and to almost perfecting certain things that are perceived by other people as very mundane. So as an example, making the best paella in the world, or I don't know why I keep hearing certain things that are more connected to food, into cooking. So if you like that, it's something that you actually going to go further into it. You might also maybe envision having maybe your own like YouTube channel, or having a cooking book, or something that you're gonna plan for and you're gonna structure, and your spouse really is going to be helping you establish that. I don't know why I feel like spouse, but it's very clear, because it's exactly what you want. You actually want marriage in a more official, maybe a traditional way, and this is what is going to be fulfilling for you. Three of Wands. So I'm hearing with this Three of Wands, the eternal beauty, and when we think about eternal beauty, we think about paintings, we think about maybe certain pieces of art in general. So your person might be a collector, or you might be certain people that are very good at decorating your home or making it very pleasant, and you're gonna feel very much good into being inside your home. More specifically, as you can see in here, there is this woman that is beautiful, that is admired by all these men, and those men, they are very different in terms of their age. So no matter how much time is gonna pass, there is always this beauty that is attached, this symbolic beauty that is attached to this woman. And this is exactly what I felt like you're gonna really enjoy, maybe indulging in life's pleasure in a very different way from people that are around you. So I'm also hearing learning new languages, connecting with people from different cultures. Very fine energy, yeah. The tree, number 3 again with the Three of Wands, and here we have number 3 with the Empress. And Empress is all about beauty. It's all about refinement and grace. As you can see, this is a very graceful woman. I'm here also going to balls, going to the opera, going to places that are very refined, very beautifully designed. And also with this dog, I'm hearing that both of you really are going to be sharing this desire and this love for things that are beautiful, things that are timeless. So if as an example, you have met certain people that did not understand this side of you, or they have even like judged you as being snobby or being someone that would want to portray themselves as like loving or liking the good things in life. This is just who you are, and this person, they are exactly just like you in terms of this particular aspect of your personality. So don't feel like it's something that you should actually let go of, or you should not look for when it comes to your partner, because this is really what is going to be almost connecting you with each other. And it's really going to be like a common quality that you have, that you are gonna bond over, or that is going to be pulling you towards each other even more. So if you have, like with the Three of Wands and also with the Determination card, the Page of Swords, if you have an inclination, as an example, to start learning a new language or start learning something that people are gonna tell you like, why are you even wasting your time? Why on earth someone would want actually to learn how to make espresso? You can just go to like the bar and get your own espresso like in 3 minutes. Why would you even waste your time? But this is what is fulfilling for you, and that this is what you would want actually to experience in this lifetime, is actually to learn how to make those things that maybe other people feel like they are just insignificant or not important. Make this experience very important. It could be also with this planet in the Two of Wands, even having a dinner or having like breakfast in your home, like make it something special, or make something that is gonna make this very simple experience, very everyday experience, make it special. Victory. I'm hearing Victorian, and I'm hearing also something that very royal about you. And also with the Empress, it's very clear that there is something very royal about you, and something that that's why people are maybe inclined into criticizing you, or maybe telling you that, oh, like I'm fed up with listening to this. Like, why would you go for this particular way of dressing, or the particular way of talking and portraying yourself? And also I feel like you are very well educated and cultured. You're having a lot of knowledge about other people's cultures. And also I'm hearing for some of you, you might speak many languages. I'm hearing at least 3 or 4. And when you're gonna meet with your person, you're gonna feel even more excited and more eager to learn other languages. So Magic Mirror. You are meant to create beauty in your life and in your person's life. And as you can see in here with this magic mirror, this person, they are looking through this mirror and envisioning a beautiful, beautiful scenery that they are constructing themselves. So you are seeing beauty in nature. And as you can see in here, this nest in here with this bird, I'm hearing like you are seeing your family as not only like technically speaking, like I want to get married and having kids, but I want to bring my children and allow my family to experience beauty, to experience comfort. And also I'm hearing that you and your spouse, you are going to be having the same eye, or maybe having like the same perspective or the same vision on how you would want to have your home, like beautifying your interior, having like a beautiful design, and also implementing some beautiful colors, paintings. And also I'm hearing again that your spouse might be a collector or might collect certain things that are very refined, and you're gonna feel very at peace and in your own environment when it comes to your home. So maybe in the way that you have grown up, like things were a little bit disorganized or chaotic, and you felt like it's not really the space that you would want to be in, but it's not something that you're going to be experiencing. Or this particular relationship, it's really going to be bringing you a very different scope on what you can experience. And also you are going to be allowing each other to have this place of creativity, and also this place of growth, learning certain things. And you're going to understand each other when you would want to actually take something new, or maybe start practicing something new, because it's both of you are going to actually feel very excited when you're going to know something new, something maybe that is not perceived as important in any shape or form when it comes to people that are around you. So as an example, even when you were growing up, you felt like watching maybe ballets like online, or in like maybe your sister, or maybe even one of your siblings or your parents, they were telling you like those people, like they can like anything, they're just like snobbish. And but like deep down you feel like, this is actually beautiful, I like that, I love that, I would want actually to see it live. And this is one of your wishes if you haven't actually seen maybe a live show, or maybe went to an actual opera. This is giving me the vibes of Italy. So I know that all this deck has the vibes of Italy, and it is depicting the scenery of Italy, but it's like very clear to me when it comes to operas. And opera is, as some of you might know, is an Italian word, and it means a piece of art. So yeah. So let's get one more card. Is there anything else that you need to know when it comes to this deeply fulfilling relationship that you are meant to experience? What is the last message that you need to know? Find balance. Find balance between work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So with this find balance, I'm hearing that excuse me, I'm hearing that this relationship really is going to be brightening your mind in the things that you really love and you really love enjoying in your life. And even if you have had certain friends or certain people that shared partially certain interests that you have had, I'm hearing that with this partner, you're going to be able to take it a step further into really, as an example, when you are going to be attending maybe some kind of some like going to the theater with each other, and maybe attending like a piece that is more philosophical. Like afterwards you're going to be starting to talk about it, to like a whole conversation that you're going to have with each other afterwards. And yeah, you really are going to bond over certain things that are more refined, artistic, and also deeply touching, especially when it comes to your heart. So this is what I have for you, my dear option number 2. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will connect with you next time. Bye. Hello, my dear. So if you have chosen this particular rune, welcome to your reading. So this rune's name is 𝓓𝓸𝓷𝓪𝓽𝓮, and it actually signifies protection. So my dears, actually the meaning of this particular rune, especially when it comes to love, is balance and fulfillment. Okay, so I'm hearing definitely like for this particular group, you are already on your path to meet this person. Like the path is clear in front of you, and you're gonna have the right help, support, and also the right guidance so that you can meet this person. So yeah. So the number that is associated to this particular rune is the number 15. And also I'm hearing that it represents a new cycle for you, a cycle where you feel like you don't need to judge yourself if you are not vibing with a certain person, or if you are not really thinking that a certain person, or it could be friend, family member, whatever the case might be. I'm hearing that it could be that it's perceived that you should befriend everybody, or you should be friendly to everyone, or you should actually allow everyone and anybody actually into your life. But for you, you are not supposed to do that. And I'm hearing that generally speaking, it's not something that is feasible. Some people you can befriend them, some other people you feel like you cannot be friends with them, you cannot be in a relationship with them. And it's time for you actually to accept that you cannot befriend everybody, you cannot be the one that is allowing everyone into your life. You are very selective, and you're someone that is also very protective. So if you feel like, why am I actually trying to be friendly with this person, even if it is not something that I feel like doing, and then this person, they are maybe spiteful, or they are maybe like putting towards me certain problems or issues that I don't really need in the first place. This is because you are deeply protected towards your way to meeting this person. And not only this person, is like towards your way to establish certain things in your life, where there are certain people that are not supposed to be around you where when this is going to happen. So allow yourself to be selective, allow yourself to actually acknowledge that maybe this person that I know, this person that I have met, I feel very deeply that we cannot be together, or with, like I cannot imagine myself being with this person romantically, or even in like a friendship, or even like when we are thinking about a family member that like in our way of like seeing or maybe thinking about things, we feel like, oh, a family member, we need to be like allow them to be around no matter what they do, no matter how they behave. But for you, you feel like there is a need maybe for you to establish those boundaries when it comes to your family or people that are close to you. And if certain people, they do not understand that you are not allowing just anybody around you, they need actually to acknowledge that maybe it's time for you to depart, or maybe to separate. As you can see in here, like certain people, they have been with you throughout your life, but at a certain point in time, you feel like, I'm almost like trying so hard so that I can keep this relationship alive and keep this connection like with this particular person, but I cannot do that anymore. And this kind of separation, as I say always, it's not supposed to be like till the last day of your life, but even momentarily, there is a need for some growth, and there is a need for certain people to reestablish their, or maybe to see their behaviors, or maybe to reanalyze how they behave with other people, so that you can allow them back into your life. So let's get some cards. Not yet. Let's get some cards. What kind of relationship is going to be deeply fulfilling for you? So I'm hearing also this relationship is going to be teaching you how to accept help and support from other people, and also compliments. So I'm hearing that this person is very vocal, like they're going to be telling you that they love you, that they care about you. If you are going to be doing something as simple as maybe like something very simple as making a cup of coffee for the both of you, they're going to be like making sure to thank you and to tell you that this is like a very tasty coffee, and this is really not something that you have been accustomed to, or something that you're going to be at the beginning, or even right now, like before you are going to be meeting them, you're going to feel uncomfortable into accepting. They're going to be complimenting you and telling you that you are doing well, and that you are doing everything that you can, so that you can maybe excel in certain paths, or maybe certain aspects of your life. This is a very, very supportive person, and it's something that maybe it's not going to be comfortable for you at the beginning. So let's get some cards. because this rune is all about protection, but not only when it comes to like your path, or maybe certain things like be combative or defending you, or maybe like protecting you from other people, but also protecting you from how you perceive yourself or how you look at yourself, like in general. So if you have certain thoughts that, oh, maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe I shouldn't be doing more, or this particular thing that I'm doing, it's not really good. This is the kind of relationship, and I'm hearing that it's not only when it comes to this particular romantic connection that is meant for you, but also certain people that you're gonna meet and that they're going to be very supportive and encouraging for you. You're gonna actually start changing the way that you perceive yourself, and start also changing the way that you talk towards yourself, and see or maybe perceive your creations, or like your efforts in general, and be more gentle with yourself. So, Four of Wands, celebrations. Ten of Swords, despair. Yeah. So this card, I don't know if you have seen it or not, but it came out as the first card, but I felt like I didn't shuffle yet, so here it is. Yeah, disappointment. So I feel like, yeah, the Emperor. I'm hearing mostly from a father figure. It could be a father figure, or it could be actually your father. It could be also maybe someone that you look upon as your father. It could be a mentor, maybe a grandparent, or like a teacher, someone that perceived not giving you the satisfaction of encouragement, of telling you that you are doing good, that like congratulating you or celebrating some sort of achievement of yours as a way to encourage you to do more. But it actually almost putting you into a certain mental state where you feel like no matter what you do, it's not good enough, or no matter how much you have achieved, you need to achieve more. It's almost like you are like this mule and the stick kind of state that this relationship, or maybe this dynamic, have putting you in, is that no matter how fast you run, you feel like there is always something that you need to actually achieve. And even if you achieve it, you see what's actually beyond it, because you feel like always there is something more that you can do, and it's never actually good enough. So you could be even right now, like even if you say that you have been doing something, your parents or maybe this particular person is going to be telling you, oh, but the other person has done that, or maybe you should do this at this particular moment, because this is really not something that is high enough for you, or maybe like you need to do more. So for them, I'm not hearing that it's coming actually from a malicious place or anything of the sort, but the implications, or maybe the like impact that it had on you, it's not really positive, but it's just in a very like encouraging you in a very negative way. This is really what I felt. And even if this person, they are not around you, or they are not telling you anything in at this particular moment, like their voice is still like telling you that you need to do more. And it's almost like you have absorbed this energy towards yourself of no matter what you do, you feel like there is something more that is needed for you to be done. And this relationship is almost counteracting this particular feeling that you have towards yourself, is that just you at this particular moment, just as you are at this particular moment, it's like what you have achieved and who you are and everything really that you have been capable into establishing in your life, it's worth celebrating. So yeah, there is almost like a shift in terms of the way that you perceive yourself, or also the way that you perceive your future and the things that are needed for you to be done. It's not really for you to actually almost gain a certain acknowledgement, because at a certain point in time, and it's going to be a very disruptive moment in your life. I'm hearing for some of you it has already happened, but for other people it's gonna happen in the future. You're gonna acknowledge that maybe this acknowledgement or this recognition that you are looking for from this particular person, you're going to acknowledge that it's never going to happen, or you are almost running and there is no end into this running. It's time for you to actually look at something else, look at what is going to be good for you, or maybe fulfilling for you, and not for this particular person, or maybe this it could be even like something that is connected to your society or your religion, or something that is very rigid and almost a bit stubborn. So let's go back to your connection that is going to be deeply fulfilling for you, and how is it going to be like? Page of Wands and the Temperance card. So this is what I have seen at the beginning. So first of all, this woman, she's putting a mask over her eyes, which means that at a certain point in time, you want to do certain things, but when you reach a certain point, they're not even enjoyable to you. But this person, as you can see in here with all his arrogance, like they're telling her to pour even more. Like in this cup is full and it's like spilled all over the place, but he said, no, it's not enough. You need to pour more. You need to pour more. And at a certain point in time, you cannot just continue doing that, because it's going to be absolutely draining to you. So you can see with all those barrels, you almost like have achieved more than what this person have had. Like if they have had at a certain point in time an idea on the things that you are capable of achieving, you have more than surpassed that. But even so, they're telling you like you need to do more. You need to actually go further, and you need to even create and establish more in your life. But yeah, with this particular card, which is the Ace of Wands, like this person, they are given flowers to a statue, and this statue is almost like beautiful, and it was created for like to symbolize the feminine traits, which is all about receptivity, which is all about like getting something for not for a particular reason, I'm hearing. So because it's an actual statue, like you are almost not knowing how to receive, or maybe how to get the affection, or like just a simple thank you, or you are beautiful, or it's almost like putting you in a state of rigidity, or you don't know how to deal with those positive reinforcing affirmations that this person is going to be giving you. But because with all those lanterns, it's going to be almost illuminating your mind when it comes to maybe this disruptive and not very healthy dynamic or relationship that you have had while growing up. And it's going to be also deeply healing for you, because you're going to recognize that certain things maybe that you have been running towards were not yours actually to run towards in the first place. So if, as an example, this person wanted you to be a doctor, wanted you to be whatever the case might be, you have done everything, and they're still asking you to do certain things at a certain point in time. Even if you're not going to be telling them no, you're just gonna go for the things that you would want for yourself, and not really for what this person would want to make out of you. So this relationship is all about, again, all about acceptance, and it's all about celebrating each other just the way that you are, and not really waiting for something to be done just for you to be perceived as good or bad. It's just you, just the way that you are. You have done so much, and this person really, they're going to be very, again, very vocal in terms of expressing their admiration to everything really that you have established, and everything, even certain things that are very simple again. Okay, let's get some more cards. So if you are the kind of person, as an example, when this is the example that I got in my mind, because it was the exact one that one of my friends have had with her husband. She has like this, she's very resistant into accepting maybe praise, or people being very happy of whatever the things that she's doing. So one day she actually made dinner, and it was a little bit salty, and but it was delicious. And her husband, he told her that, wow, like it's so tasty, I love it. But she kept telling, no, this is salty, like no, it's not good, like I know that it's not good. So but for him it was, and it was delicious. It was just a little tiny bit saltier um, than normal, but it's fine. So this is really what I feel that it is the case for you. So sometimes you are too critical, and you feel like whatever the thing that you do, yes, there is a part of it, maybe 99% of it, it's perfect, it's good, it's wonderful, and this 1% you are almost magnifying your thoughts and also your vision over this particular thing, maybe that didn't work out as well as you wanted it to work out. So but this relationship really is going to be pulling you back out of you criticizing yourself, or you maybe telling yourself that those are the things that you need to work on, to implement, to change, to improve, and just to accept yourself just the way that you are. Be very fulfilled and celebrate the way that you look, celebrate the way that you are at this particular moment, at the present moment when you're going to be with your spouse. So money, and stranger. So for some of you, you might have even like traveled abroad. Yeah, traveled abroad, maybe to continue your studies, and you have went way beyond anyone around you, or even in your family or siblings, but you are still getting certain criticism. And I'm hearing again, do not feel like this person, they are coming from a bad place, or coming from a place where they would need to inflict any kind of harm on you, but there's the way that they are operating, or that they see like the word encouragement in support, it's a bit dysfunctional. And this is what you need to keep in mind at this particular moment, is not to feel like you need actually to, I feel like almost like this hamster roll, like when there is a hamster and it keeps rolling. And as you can see with those three cards, there is like this circle, and with this world card, and also with this card of money, you feel like at any point in time it's only a stage, and then there is something else that you need actually to achieve. And it's time for you to actually just, yeah, if you feel like working, if you feel like enhancing your capabilities, it's all good, but don't feel like it's something that is going to be defining you. Or even if you're not going to be going to the next step, then you feel a little bit disappointed, or feel some sort of a despair that things really are not going to be going the way that you would want them to go. So it's time for you to take a step back. And also this relationship really is going to be permitting you to enjoy the present moment even more. If you are feeling like you are always like living in the future, or living in the things that you would want to create in the future, and almost like the present moment is slipping from between your hands, this relationship is very like it's going to be pulling you back to the present moment, where you feel like you are enjoying the time with your partner. And also you're going to be letting go of this need to run like endlessly. Also, the impact, this beautiful impact that this relationship is going to be having on you, is for you to at last start accepting the positive feedback from people, and start acknowledging that, yeah, you have done a lot. Yes, you are doing everything that you can. Yes, you have achieved a lot in your life, and feel happy and feel even proud of everything really that you have been, that you have already established in the past. So let's give you one last card. Is there anything else that you might need to know about this particular relationship that you're going to have in the future? Is there anything else that you need to know? Find balance. Find balance between work, rest, and playtime, and will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So your life is not just one aspect or two aspects. Your life is complex. Your life is everything that you have, everything that you experience. So your playtime is not a waste of time. Your nap time is not a waste of time. Resting, playtime, in work, they are as important as maybe the things that you are doing so that you can build something, so that you can enhance anything in your life. So don't feel like when you are napping, you feel like, oh, I'm napping right now and I feel so guilty. I need to work on this or that. Your as you can see in here, this will give you more energy. The more that you're going to be resting and having a peace of mind that this is really something that you need and something that you feel happy doing, it's going to be giving you even more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. So take a power nap from now and then. So this is what I have for you, my dear option number 3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will connect with you next time. Bye.